now we're going to go into our topics here. And we each brought a topic to talk about. I want to go to Henry for first. Henry, what is your topic of the day?
I forgot.
Chappie.
Yeah, Chappie.
There you go.
Chappie. So my topic was on Chappie, which I saw when I pitched this idea like a week ago when I saw this.
Okay.
I saw it like near the end of spring break.
Okay.
And I was wondering like what does Chappie really say about like AI? Like what's it say about artificial intelligence and how it works in like as we grow into like a more technological like people.
I really like this topic. That was a good one. I personally haven't seen the movie, so I can't answer answer in the context of Chappie, but I can.
We'll try to leave spoilers as much as possible.
No, I don't care about spoilers.
No.
It's a Diane Ward music video with a robot in it.
Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, that's true.
I'm right. I'm always right.
I don't know, Ricky. What do you think? You've seen the movie, so.
I really like the movie.
What's the overall message that they're trying to get into Chappie about AI? That you guys saw at least.
It was.
He starts as an infant.
It's really weird. It's like I don't know if the message wasn't necessarily like that it was a bad idea or anything. It was just I don't know.
Which is interesting because a lot of movies are about like
Yeah.
AI is a terrible idea. Never do it.
Yeah, this one was like very mixed because it wasn't necessarily horrible. It was more like the AI was fine, but the people surrounded around the situation were horrible.
Yes.
Like horrible people. So I think like a lot of the message of the movie was that like us as humans need to understand more. We need to pay attention to a lot of situations instead of just like acting without thinking. You know what I mean? Like it was more of a like we don't understand it, so we're scared and we're gonna destroy it. You know what I mean?
I really like that message.
You know what I mean?
Because a lot of people have spoken out against AI and say it'll most likely be the death of us.
Right.
A lot of like millionaire like tech people.
It's a scary thing to think about.
It is, and we're getting closer and closer to it. But I think it's also like how we treat it, and then that's sort of like what the message is. It isn't
Right.
the AI itself; it's how we as people interact with each other around the AI and what that AI perceives. And I think we just need to be better people, you know.
Yeah.
And once we get to a computer that can have a personality and make decisions on itself,
Just approach it the right way.
yeah, because a lot of like these movies that talk about like AI will be the death of us, they're really sort of trying to protect us in a way that, well, they're going to destroy themselves anyway. I'll just do it for them, you know? Like,
It's a very
but I actually don't think that's the message of Terminator.
No, Terminator's all about Arnold Schwarzenegger being naked.
it's a very
I'm tired.
It's a very Old
Yeah.
Testament way of going about it, that we're just gonna tell you that these things are evil, so you avoid it, and we don't even get close to that problem. You know what I mean?
I don't know. What was her? Her's a good example of like when it didn't go bad. You know?
Right.
Mhm.
It was just
Or it was weird.
that was another situation though where it wasn't the AI. Well, yes, it was the AI. That was a big factor, but it was also
I mean,
it was also just natural human behavior
I mean,
connecting with that personality. You know
I mean,
what I mean?
Joaquin Phoenix had literal phone sex, so
Yeah. But yeah, it was more like just like human nature and connecting with that behavior, the sound of a human being on the other line when you're feeling so alone, type of thing.
Yeah,
it's
but it
more
was
human
also like
behavior.
when it like got to the end where she's like, "Oh, hey, like we're like, I'm leaving you guys.
We've grown too
Yeah,
much."
we've
Oh,
grown.
right, yeah.
We've grown too much. Like that's what I was referencing
Right,
to.
right.
It's like when it sort of gets out of our hands, and that's when AI gets scary. Is when we can't
Artificial
control it
intelligence.
anymore, and
Yeah.
that's when it got to that point where we couldn't control it anymore. But it wasn't like, "Hey, we're gonna kill you guys." It was like, "No, we just need to grow and sort of come into our own." And
Like almost like we're holding them back.
yeah.
At that extent, they're actual children, and we're holding them back because they're growing as.
because it's like artificial intelligence. If we actually get to that point, it would be superior to us because it's like because they don't need to sleep, they don't need to eat, they don't need to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless they end up having, like, battery packs and needing to be charged. There's, like...
But even at that, it's like, that doesn't need to be approached in a bad way. It won't, if it actually does end up happening, it won't necessarily be bad. It might actually help us grow as a society. It's just a scary subject.
Well, it's already really helped us grow in our society.
Yeah.
Like how we treat things and how we see things. Like definitely media is a factor into that.
Right.
Science and like other sciences, not like technology science, but like information at least.
Like imagine all the things we can get out of that. Instead of looking at the negatives, all the things we could get out of artificial intelligence.
Well, again, I don't think the message of the movies is specifically like AI will be the end of us. It's like
growing as people.
It's growing as people, and we always in those movies, the AI is being brought into this world of like war and like just terrible things, and I think it's just like the AI is like perception of us, you know. So when we bring in AI, like actual computers that can start thinking and making its own decisions, from an emotional standpoint, we just need to bring it into an environment where we, like not into an environment of pain and violence. Which apparently Chappie was very violent, from what I've heard.
Yeah, very. And like in Chappie, in the movie Chappie, you have Yolandi and Ninja from Die Antwoord in it, of course. Mm-hmm. And Ninja's the one approaching it in a very violent way.
He's like, try to use you. I'm gonna teach you how to shoot.
He's trying to make him into this gangster and trying to help him.
Shoot it sideways, like this.
Yeah, and like stuff like that, and just introducing him to this
like violent culture.
Yeah. When then you have Yolandi's point of view, where she's actually approaching it as this is a child.
I have a book for you.
Yeah, like trying to make Chappie read and just actually teaching him
like
things.
She
like
teaches him how to read or how to paint, or like she goes like, "Mommy."
Yeah. Like an actual child, you know what I mean? So she's approaching it in this way that we should actually be thinking about that situation and going
like
it the
what
right
context
way.
we bring the AI into, because like a lot of the other movies, when AI is brought into the world, it's brought into a government standpoint, where a military standpoint, where all it is about taking other people out. And
it's
all
already
stuff.
corrupted.
Yeah, it's like,
and you could see moments in Chappie where like Ninja will be teaching him, or Yolandi would be teaching him something, and he's like perfectly fine. He's acting really cool. He's like being like the nicest little artificial robot ever. And then Ninja...
Well, no, he's a real robot.
And then Ninja... Shut up.
He's artificial intelligence.
Yeah. And then Ninja gets into the situation and blows it out of hand, and then Chappie snaps, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just... Like a normal human would react to that kind of environment.
Like, it says that...
stressful.
Like, really what it's saying is that, like, all the other AI movies are like, artificial intelligence is going to kill us all. And this movie's like, well, who taught them that?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's an interesting point.
Which I really appreciate about this director and the guy that... What else did he do? District 9 and Elysium?
I don't like Elysium.
Even though, I hate Elysium. But the kind of...
see Wickus' face blow up, though.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But the things that he just... It's just like these... He brings these interesting topics, these really cool scenery, ideas of aliens and robots. And
South Africa.
And a lot of South Africa and slums. And putting out, like, an actual message. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I can appreciate that from this guy.
And sort of... Again, how I was talking about Terminator earlier, and how I don't believe that movie is about like AI will be the end of us. I think, like Skynet, people think Skynet is like another thing where people like it looks at like people and says like, oh, they're gonna kill themselves anyway. I might as well kill all of them. I think Skynet tells people that, but Skynet is really thinking the human race doesn't have a purpose. anymore. We don't have like one thing that can bring all of the human race together. So I'm gonna bring the human race together and kill a bunch of them so they have a goal and bring them together. That's how I see Terminator.
Age of Ultron. Pretty much.
Yeah. Nah, we'll get into that.
We're not going to have all this peace, so the only way to have the peace is to do all this.
Do you want to go on to the next topic?
Yeah, sure. That was a good one. Artificial intelligence. IA.
Artificial intelligence.
It's scary thing to think about. So thank you for that topic, Henry.